Don't you hate when somebody answers their own questions? I do.
Enough of the code switching. Been hitting my soul, been on the ropes. I'm ready to grow, so get to know me. Keep your head up, I want you to grow.
Singing in the shower is all fun and games until you get shampoo in your mouth.
What?
Then it's a soap opera.
No contest. Wait, see it's gold on me. Serve something, nigga.
to glow with me.
The world been dying, days is number, check the climate. I'm
This
It's
list is
16.
some ass, bro.
You
I'll
with
go.
Cardi B over Illmatic.
You put this over, not just that. You put this over pop. You put this over Aquemini. You put this over rap music. You put this over All Eyes on Me.
Time and again that I'm really him. Oh, you ain't know. This not just for the show, but bet you entertain anybody.
It kind of goes into my whole spiel about music and everything like that. The game related stuff.
Why'd you elongate music? This man said music.
Music is powerful.
Music. Why are you elongating? You don't.
Because it's music.
What are you, a cow? Why?
It's music. It's not music.
I'm pretty sure there's only one you.
Yes. You have to put emphasis on that you. Music.
You're weird. You know, you're being weird right now, bro.
Yes, I am very weird.
Local neck.
I
Local
might.
neck. Local neck destroys Waterside District with a Hellcat.
Local Negro. In the words of Chisel Don, it's local Negro. Right.
Local esophagus shuts it down for everyone. There's something in the water. Yeah, it's a Hellcat. Oh my god, bro. Oh, that's why Pharrell won't come back. This nigga shut it down. We don't even have a stage anymore. He just came down here doing like 180. I don't know what happened. Oh my god.
She agrees she really been here through the fall. She the only thing I need. I wanna be free. I know that they want me for my ideas. So they
Or, huh?
What is going on? This is Unbounded once again. Thank y'all for showing up and coming to the pod. I, as always, Mr. Top Shelf Only, The Truth Aunt Lomi. I got my boy, the outlier Isaac, and obviously there is a reason he is the outlier.
You're gonna find out this episode.
Huh?
I say you're gonna find out this episode.
You're gonna find out why he is the outlier. What's good, bro? What I think it is. Thanks for the lion. So what's going on, man?
Not much.
I have my own church to go to.
Well, I didn't go to church today. I was nursing a hangover. Had some fun last night. This morning.
Well, I went to church.
Yeah.
But
It was fun.
I went to Warrior Cafe today for
How did that
dinner.
go?
Yeah. Oh boy, that joint was smashing.
Nice place.
Yeah, it's actually really good. It's a Mongolian grill.
Nice. I need to go back to Demoishi again. Because the place with the sushi bowls. You know the place I'm talking about, right?
I've had it.
Yeah, I need to go. I haven't had a sushi
ramen
bowl in a
now.
minute. Them things hit.
It's the ramen.
Those things hit. So you want to lead off or should I?
You want me to start off with the reaction, or you want to go ahead with the?
Let's start with the reaction first. Get that out the way.
All right, let's go ahead to the reaction here. So, as y'all know, last Monday was the 4th of July, and a lot of people were out having cookouts and everything of that sort. So, I kind of stumbled across this very, very old video where this white man was invited by his friends, by one of his friends, to his family's cookout. And I thought this was quite the video to get to. So Let's go ahead and sit here and watch and react to this.
All right, I'm going to start this one off by saying I got a lot of black friends live together on the football field, love them to death. Now, with that being said, ever since I have had said friends, they have told me that I have a bad habit of putting them in white people positions. I do not fully understand what they mean, but they gave me the reference of like passing a cop on a 2-lane
The glitch is
road.
real.
Going on. About a week ago, get a call from Buddy of mine. Play football together. Says, hey, buddy, I want you to come to a cookout. Hell, you ain't got to hit me in the face with a wet mop. I like cookout. So I show up to the cookout. All right. As I step out of my...
I know what he means, but still.
Pick my truck.
No, I was not ready for that. And I've seen this before, and it was like, what?
I've seen it too, but like I know what he means when he says that.
Appreciate you.
White things
The glitch is real.
at this cookout. As I'm walking up, I am being greeted by his grandma and grandpa and his great grandma and grandpa and his 47 cousins. All right, which there's no way for me to remember all these people's names. Anyway,
so yeah, if you are not part of this community, we got a lot of family members. We had a cookout for my brother's what was his birthday? No, my sister's graduation. She graduated in May, but we had her cookout last weekend. If you did not know my family, you would not have realized a lot of the people that were there, because a lot of times they'll just pop up and there's a bunch of them. Some of them got the same name, some of them have different names, but you got to know them. So this is pretty on base.
There's a long table where the food's where the food everybody's eating. I'm already really uncomfortable at this point because I don't know what's about to happen. Well, they say the blessing, and I get up to go fix my food. Well, I was not aware that at a black cookout you do not fix your own plate. They fix.
Now, is that true for you? Because I know we fix our own plates.
I remember I've only done my own plate. I know if we have elders there who aren't mobile enough to get their own plate, we fix their plates. So that's the only thing I know.
Because usually
I have done nothing but fix my own plate.
Them are the elders of the family that may not be able to move around as much.
Basically.
Or the wife, sometimes the husband does get the plate for the wife and blah, blah, blah. I do know the kids eat last.
Yes. We're like in our 20s, so we're like middle of the road. We're like middle of the line.
We're coming up in the world. Let's just say that.
Now, they bring me a whopping Dixie plate that some bitch is rounded off.
It's the lag is killing me, bro. I ain't gonna
Don't get me wrong. I don't waste food.
Is the audio coming through right?
It's coming through. It's just lagging.
Okay.
So as I'm sitting there munching away, just kind of getting my bearings about where I'm at, these two ladies walk up to me, two of his aunties. All right. They say, we want to get your opinion on which one of these is better. Now, apparently just because I'm white, I'm supposed to know the different calibers of mayonnaise. Well,
because I'm white, I should know the different types of mayonnaise.
Hey, bro, I'm not saying anything about that.
Oh, I ain't finna piss nobody off at this cookout. Okay, so I ate both of them, and I told them that they were just so damn good. Both of them, I couldn't pick one. Now, because I've ate so much, because I didn't want to disrespect nobody's cooking there. And then his great grandma, Mama T, that's what they call her. She comes up to me with what looks like a 5-pound piece of cherry pie. Now, let me paint a picture for you.
Yeah, it's lagging.
I've got
on
my shirt. I'm drifting in and out of consciousness, and she's bringing me a 5-pound piece of pie. Now, I saw Friday After Next. I know what happens when you disrespect somebody's grandmama. I saw what happened to Craig and Day Day when they disrespect somebody's grandmama. I'm white, not stupid.
The audio's not working too?
No, the audio's fine. It's just lagging. It's killing me.
So as I eat this pie, which I'm eating this pie because I ain't finna piss off nobody, especially the head woman there, because she gets this pie, and I drift off into a Caucasian psychosis of a food coma.
For all the brothers and sisters out there, this man has experienced the itis.
Oh, yeah. The itis is fun.
The itis is one of the greatest things. And this man, my brother, you experienced the itis.
Yes.
That is what that is called. You had soul food and you are sleep afterwards. Welcome to the itis.
I did just like this right here. Just like this. I went, whew, I'm full. As soon as I lifted my head back up, the table I'm sitting at is no more food on this table. I don't know how long I was out for. But somehow, I'm still in the same chair. I have been besides me. What the fuck is going on? How did I get here? At what point in my life did I take this turn to take me to where I'm at? And now the cards is in front of me, and I got no idea how to play spades. Okay, none. I got no.
Rule number one: if you're going to be in a spades game, make sure you know how to play spades.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna teach you how to play spades.
Not on the fly.
Not on the fly.
Do you know how to play?
Yeah, I learned in college.
Yeah, I learned myself. So, yeah.
We played a little bit of spades, but we played a lot more Uno. And I think Uno is starting to become that game now that a lot of folk are playing in at black cookouts more so now with our generation coming up.
Yeah. I mean, both games you can fight over.
Oh yeah, facts.
Somebody especially because we stack it. I mean, I don't know how they do it in your house, but we stack in my house.
Dog, I played with Breon. When Breon comes up here sat next Saturday, which I got an announcement on that. But
he's what?
Breon's back next Saturday.
Like in person, or
he'll be on the podcast Saturday. And we have a special guest as well as Breon.
Who's the special guest?
Remember we talking about the guy named Red?
Am I gonna be dead next episode from laughter?
Yes. So make sure you're prepared because you think Breon is a clown? No, Red is like Breon times 10.
I'm glad you kept. Side note, I'm glad you kept in the intro when he said about something in the water. That's still the funniest thing I've ever said.
I had to go find some stuff because all my clips had just like disappeared from my computer.
Oh,
and
man.
So I found that one because it started me talking about Breon and Brandy. Shout out to her, Bree. But it was hilarious how it all came along. Hello on TikTok.
That segment was hilarious. He said localized esophagus ruins it for everybody. It's something in the water. Yeah, it's a Hellcat.
It's a Hellcat.
That's the funny. That's
the
funniest thing I've ever heard. All right, run it.
Whitest thing possible. Walked out in the field, got some corn, took our pocket knives and cut it off the stalk. All right. Put it in a bag, went over there, found some plywood in the shed, cut a hole in it, put it on an angle, and we tossed it at each other. That's what we do. I have no idea what the hell is going on with this spades game.
Hey, the cornhole was dope.
I look at my hand and I realize that I probably got a pretty decent hand. Well, they asked me, they said, Zach, how many books you got? Which they had just explained this to me now. I'm talking about just now. I said, it looks like I got a hand of spades.
Yes, dude. You're not supposed to start off like that. But again, I'm not surprised because this man didn't really know how to play spades. And when you don't know how to play spades and somebody sees you on the fly, you're bound to make that mistake. And he probably reneged it in there somewhere in the story, but he didn't talk about that.
Ever, because as soon as I said I got 8 books, 3 Glock 9s hit the top of the table. I've got every damn spade you could possibly have and 3 other aces. Well, as I survived that round,
3 Glock 9s. He said 3 Glock 9s hit the table at the same time.
You want to go throw bones?
Well, you already know we don't play about spades.
No, that or Uno.
Uno. Ask Brianna about Uno and raging.
I don't know shit and clue what they're talking about, but I ain't gonna piss nobody off. You gotta understand, at this point, I am in survival mode. I am not pissing not one person off at this cookout. I do whatever they tell me to do. If they want me to stand on my head and blow bubbles out of my ass, I will do it. Don't hurt me. Okay. Not know bones meant dice. I was leaning more toward dominoes, which I kind of knew how to play from the Elks Lodge, but apparently bones means dice. I lost $36 so fast my fucking head was spinning. Okay, and apparently when they yelled "get down" until I ran out of money, which is fine. Made it through that one too. Now, as I'm slowly trying to make
all right, I'm gonna stop here because it's bothering me too. So
my way back to my truck.
All that happens is they say, "Hey, we're gonna do this again. You should come back." So I thought we could open up the day on a nice lighthearted to kind of bring everybody together. I love stories like this, man.
Good story.
Like I don't know if you've ever been to an event where you were basically like the only black person there, like
yes.
when I was in this relationship.
Yes.
I used to go over there all the time for like Christmas and like Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So like Christmas, I'd start the day off with my family, get my stuff done. I'd go to her house and they had their Christmas breakfast. And I was the only black guy there, but they treated me like I was a normal person. So I always love stories like that to at least highlight how not everybody is in this mindset that we've seen being highlighted so much. So I just want to give a nice little shout out to everybody that was involved in that. You look confused.
Carry on. Just carry on.
What? Why are you so confused?
It's fine.
What? I can't down to Marco that?
No, it's just I didn't see that coming.
Oh, I got a lot more for you. Just know.
All
right. You want to get some wrestling?
Yeah. First, let me get to this first. All right. I know times are weird, but there's one thing we have to come to terms with. I mean, I've come to terms with it because I have like seen the comics and I can use logic. Steve Rogers is no longer Captain America. All right. He's not, he's well, in the MCU, I mean. Although in certain comics. No, well, yeah, even in the comics too. No, he's not Captain America. Also, the comics depends on the comic. Anyway, Sam Wilson is Captain America. I repeat, Sam Wilson is now Captain America in the MCU. I know that's hard for a lot of people to hear, but that's how it is. Why, do you know why? Because in Endgame, Chris Evans, a.k.a. Steve Rogers, in that, a.k.a. Captain America, gave Sam the fucking shield, which basically means it's on you now. And then, I don't know if you guys watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier like I did, but what happens at the end of that? He gets the suit and has the shield. So guess what that makes him? Captain of fucking America.
Is this a black man that's the Captain America now?
Yeah, Sam Wilson's black.
I was trying to figure out who the heck he is. I didn't know. I don't really.
Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson was the former Falcon, who's his Captain America's partner, and then when Cap got retired, or I guess when he died,
so my thing is because
he
I
became the new Captain America. Cap Steve Rogers gave Sam Wilson the shield, and as well as the new mantle of Captain America.
And this was also in the comic, right?
Yes, in the comics this happened too.
Situation of people saying stuff they don't know what they're talking about.
Yes,
and we
in the
see
comics
this
this also
many
happened.
times. People made a big deal because I think it was Halle Bailey was going to be in a movie. I think she was holding the Little Mermaid or something like that.
Yeah,
people made a big deal about Miles Morales. It seems to be that the loud minority. It's a very loud minority that just looks stupid doing it.
Here's the other thing about Miles Morales. That's common. It's not like what's frustrating is like these people who are complaining about it that say they are comic book nerds and whatever don't really read it, because if you focus, it's canonically accurate. There's a dude named Miles Morales who's half black, half Hispanic. He's Afro-Latino. And in New York, who's got a black and red suit and a clean fade, if I do say so myself. Lineup is very strong. His lineup is very strong. Whoever his barber is did him very good. Say what?
He went to Capitol.
No. He went to.
I still got my agenda to get hooked to Capitol Cuts, bro. It is part of my agenda to get hooked to Capitol Cuts. Maybe I need to send this to Isaiah Cassidy so he can get in the hook.
Maybe.
And I hear sharing my post and whatnot on Facebook.
Who knows?
Did I showed you that Isaiah Cassidy shared my post.
Yeah,
because it was a girl at the Burger King in Portsmouth with that big tail bonnet on her head. I was like, bro, what are you doing with your life?
First of all, side note, that you can't be.
No, I'm a bookmark it because that's something we're going to talk about today. So bookmark it. I should have brought it up yet because it's part of a whole different conversation we're having.
But yeah, Sam Wilson's Captain America. Sam Wilson's Captain America, and y'all need to get over it. When I say y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. You need to get over it. I want to say that. Just get over it. Just get over
I'm gonna start singing a song when our homeboys show up, but I'm not gonna say much on that yet. I'm gonna hold tight on that announcement until we can 100% confirm everything. So, Duke, shout out to my boy Duke Loves Wrestling.
Big shout out.
He has had quite the week. So let's give a round of applause for our friend Duke Loves Wrestling. Isaac, you were actually on Duke Loves Wrestling this week.
I was, yes. We talked about Slammiversary, how good it was.
It was a really good episode. You evidently convinced quite a few people to get to hop on the Mountain Dew wave.
Yeah, Mountain Dew Spark, fantastic.
So I saw that, and then before you, there was another bell that Duke Loves Wrestling had on by the name of Melissa Bell, which I didn't realize who she was until the
Meredith
show dropped the show.
Meredith
Bell, my fault. What did I say?
You said Melissa.
My fault. Meredith Bell, and I should know that she's another Virginia native. So shout out to the two down community. But she was for those who don't know who Meredith Bell is, she was the lead singer in that choir that performed with Jericho at what was it? All Out 2020?
All Out 2019.
2019. Performing Judas when he went up against
I think it was Cody. No, Cody was Revolution.
Was it Mox?
Cody was Full Gear.
Was it Mox?
No, he didn't face Mox until Revolution 2020. May have been Page. No, because he was already may have been Page.
I'll look this up.
Might have been Page. I know it definitely was 2019, because it was when he fought Page to win the title.
Looks like Jericho versus Page.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna take my home. Damn, that's
so
awesome.
She was accused in the speaking out movement of some things, and immediately she was just demonized. She really didn't get the opportunity. She did post some things. I did see that she did post that she didn't do it, and this has been my issue with the entire speaking out movement. The court of public opinion has taken over when it comes to this type of issue. Any other issue, you kind of get the opportunity to go to the court of law. But when it comes to DVSA issues, we've seen it to where if you're accused, you basically are guilty regardless if you did it or not. And so we've seen it on multiple occasions. We've seen it with what's his name? Your guy.
David Starr.
A lot of WWE guys that were Benoit.
NXT UK.
Yeah, NXT UK guys. Theory, Riddle.
Every company got hit by it. Every single wrestling company.
And then minor companies also got hit with this movement. Impact got hit with I think it was Dave Chris
got hit. I think they tried to get Rich again, but
Rich won?
They tried. I think they tried. Don't hold me to that.
Okay, because I know he had the issue that kind of got him released from got him fired from WWE. Yeah, go Hawks. But now you got me lost. But here's my issue, because you've made a lot of comments toward this, especially when it comes to Riddle and Theory, and even now JD Madonna, who is formerly known as Jordan Devlin. That they aren't really getting the effects of that you've seen from guys like Ligero and
Travis Banks
and Gallagher. And my thing was, because even Dream, they kept Dream.
Yeah.
But
they did keep Dream.
Even listening to Duke's conversation with Meredith Bell, he asked about her court date, and she said, I didn't have one. And that's where it hit me. It was like, a lot of these cases, Joey Ryan was taken to court. I think he's the only one that I've heard of going to court over the allegations. How many other names were taken out to court? And that was my first issue when I saw the allegations against Dream. I'm like, okay, these kids came straight to Reddit instead of going to their mom and dads. It was like, I'm going straight to Reddit. Dream never went to court. I don't think Riddle went to court, but there were some legal things being done.
Darby never went to court. Theory never went to court.
And the thing with Theory was, because I've seen people, as soon as he won the Money in the Bank briefcase, it came back up. And again, court of public opinion doesn't hold weight, but so much weight. If it's not one phone, it's another. No, I'm joking. But I'm just over, and that was my issue with the speaking out movement, because I'm supposed to believe every single one of these situations without hearing both sides of the story. And then when you hear Meredith's side, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to understand it. Even when Patrick Clark, after they were released from WWE, he dropped his side. And again, I'm like, okay, I don't see. And then somebody tried to book him for a match, and immediately they went at the company to the point where they said, "No, we can't do it now." And it's like some people can get past that point, and then other people can't. Like, so many guys have been working in companies. Like, I personally know a guy that was exposed and speaking out, and then wrestled on AEW Dark. I'm not putting names out, but he was involved, and he's still working. So this whole thing has been very inconsistent, and I agree with you at that point that the inconsistencies is what's bothering me about all these people. Because are we going to go off of public opinion, or are we going to say we're going to look into it? If you say you didn't do it, and there's no court, there's no legal issue with it, we're going to lay you low for a little bit, like WWE has done with a lot of their people. They laid Theory low for a while, because you remember he was on the main roster before this popped off. He was part of Seth Rollins' little thing
with Buddy, him and Buddy.
He was one of Seth Rollins' disciples. They laid him low for a little bit and dropped him back down to NXT. And then he joined Gargano. They laid Dream low for a while. But it seemed like, and that was the thing that bothered me. Two guys they laid low, they went the same route with. Who got the most hate? You had Theory and you had Dream. I did not see Fire Theory trending the way I saw Fire Velveteen Dream trending.
Should I break the Kofi out?
I need a Kofi because you already know what I'm about to say. And you know what the worst part was?
What's that?
People that would lead the charge with some of us. I mean, if I want to get political, we're seeing it now because there's a black man that was not writing the majority opinion, but who's getting the most heat from it? The Gulagichi.
The what?
The black man. Clarence Thomas is a Gulagichi. Clarence Thomas is a Gulagichi, if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah, you explained what that was before.
So, again, it's always hilarious how when it comes down to it, who's going to take the most heat for it? All right, now my Kofi's off. But yeah, man, at this point, all the people that were involved in it, they're going to do what they're going to do. It is what it is. Because even now, Gallagher is doing bare knuckle boxing now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see Bagwell, the Bagwell scandal?
Yeah, how was it?
Everybody got worked. Because I always thought that Bagwell was a right winger. Like, I always felt like he was a conservative. He just looked like one. And then for him to come out and on Twitter and just start doing all these liberal talking points, it kind of threw me off a little bit because I was like, this can't be really Bagwell. Like, in the back of my head, I always thought, I don't think this is the real Bagwell. And then it comes out that it was not the real Bagwell, and evidently it was some guy that is a S offender. Which was the biggest turn out of like the tables have turned situation I've saw. All right, let's go ahead and get to this. I think this is another interesting conversation that we can have here. So, Jordan Grace.
Yeah, this was a really good conversation.
This was a really good conversation. But when I saw the first tweet, you know what my first reaction was?
What's that?
Oh no!
Oh my gosh! I told you I got stuff up the sleeve, boy. But so basically, are people still listening up here? Shout out to everybody still listening to me. So basically, she basically said that Chris Benoit couldn't hang with the best wrestlers today.
Continue your take. Keep going.
And then she at the end says, "May he rest in hell." So she received a lot of heat for that.
Unnecessary.
Basically, she probably woke up the next day saying,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
I don't think so.
I mean, she was getting cooked.
I mean, she was, but that's a matter of perspective. Her perspective versus other perspective.
I mean, you're right, and again, that could have been. She probably still, and I'm pretty sure she still believes exactly what she's saying. But
why wouldn't you believe what she's saying?
I think her opinion, and based off her tweet of her explanation, I think her opinion was a little bit jaded by his demons.
What do you mean? What do you mean jaded?
Because she even said that I can't separate what he did in the ring from what he did that day.
And she's right.
Which my thing is, I understand that. Okay. But at the same time, you can't say, "Oh, you were horrible. You weren't that good, or you aren't that good at this because what you did here." That's like me saying that. Let's just use the guy. I know he just got sentenced to jail, allegedly broke out of jail, but Robert Sylvester Kelly. R. Kelly's a horrible guy. He's a horrible dude. Yeah. Horrible.
Yes.
However, come. You can't take away his talent.
Okay.
He's an amazing singer, amazing artist. Horrible person.
Okay. She said she doesn't think. I think people are missing very key words. She doesn't think. She does not think. That means it's in her opinion, she doesn't think he could hang. That is one person's opinion that she doesn't think he could hang.
I think it's a very unpopular opinion.
Yeah, but she's entitled to it. My whole thing with this, what I don't think people, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying a lot of people don't understand that we're probably cooking her, like you were saying, was that this is now granted we're probably living in a time where you can't have an opinion or an unpopular opinion.
You can. I improve.
But this opinion is a completely fair opinion.
Right, and that's why I said I was like, I'm 100% pro free speech, freedom of your own opinions.
Like,
so
and this is a fair opinion. I would definitely
like to have a discussion with her on that opinion.
Why? But I'm saying, why you need to have a discussion with it?
Because when I hear somebody with an opinion like that is severely unpopular, and I want to understand.
Hold on. So you're upset. So you're saying you don't agree with her saying he couldn't hang.
I don't agree with the opinion. I don't agree with her saying.
Okay, so why?
And that's what interests me about people that have different opinions from me.
Why do you feel the need? Why does anybody feel in this situation feel the need that you need to argue with her on it? Why can't you
No,
just
no.
disagree with
I
her
didn't say
and let it
argue.
be?
I didn't say
Okay,
argue.
well, there are people. I'm saying not you. Again, not you. But there are people who probably get in her mentions about it and arguing with her with it. I'm like, and she's not getting into it. So I'm wondering why there needs to be this. Why can't she just have that opinion and let it go?
I'm going to answer your question with a question, and then once you answer the question, you'll understand why. What app are we talking about?
It's Twitter.
You just answered your question.
Use
what? Matter of fact, let's go here. What did EC3 say?
Oh, about social media, that it's in short words, that social media is a hellhole, essentially.
So basically, your question is answered by what EC3 said. Social media is a bubble of high mind groupthink that they will basically do what they did to Jordan Grace.
Nice recovery. Great recovery.
I can't think of the exact quote off the top of my head right now. I'm not doing jumping jacks. But you get my point now.
My thing, yeah, I get your point, but my thing is like I don't know, like honestly,
like
I don't know. I actually kind of
I love
agree with her. I agree. I tend to agree with, because I don't.
And that's why I like the way that
I don't see him. I don't see him hanging.
What is her name? Doggone it. She wasn't. What is her name? She was in WWE, won the title her first night there. Now is an Impact Legend. Can't think of her name right now. Gail Kim. Thank you. But I love the way Gail Kim put it. When Gail Kim came out and said what she said, she laid it out perfectly.
I want some Chipotle.
Now, again, I think that Chris Benoit could hang with just about everybody in the industry now. But again, you know who I am. I would rather talk to somebody that I disagree with than that I agree with. We do this all the time. We rarely agree, and that's what makes it perfect for the show. I would hate to have to sit here and agree with everything you say for an hour and a half.
I'm just saying, I don't think there's anything. I think she's entitled to that. And I know you're not saying she's not entitled to the opinion. I know that's not what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the fact, and I know it's also social media, and it's social media is stupid. But everybody, and including you, I'm going to say this, everybody, including you, I don't think there should be discussion about this for her opinion. I think you should let it have it. I think it should be there and just let it be. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I don't think Chris Benoit's name should be mentioned.
It shouldn't.
And that was my thing.
No, because I'm trying to figure out how it came up.
Why are we talking about the guy?
Because honestly, I think they're better. I always thought Angle was a better wrestler than him. You know, I found put this way. Okay,
and you notice how like
put this way. I found myself drawn to Angle more than when it comes to technical wrestlers. I found, especially in that time I found myself drawn to Angle more than Chris.
I think he was more of the total package.
Chris or Angle?
Angle.
Yes.
And I think he was like the Edge. If you compare them like I said with Christian and Edge. Edge is the more marketable one, but Christian is just better.
No, like I said, I don't think he's like, because I watched their matches were good. The matches Chris and Angle had were good.
I'll be honest with you, I ain't watched a single of his matches in years, so I don't know what to tell you.
Well, no, I'm saying I dabbled every now and then out of sheer curiosity.
No, if you notice, whenever we have to even bring him up in a situation, I don't want to say his name.
Yeah, true.
And that's literally how I feel about it. Like, I don't, like usually when I have to say Mr. Kelly's name, I don't even say his stage name. I call him by his first and middle name. It's just certain people of that stature I don't like to acknowledge in that light. Because I can, like I said, yeah, the talent's there, but the talent is so attached to a horrible person that it's hard to really break the two off together. So that's when she said that, I was like, I don't, why talk about it? Because that's how I felt at that point. I was like, I don't want to see the man's name on my screen. Because all I can think of when I see the name is wrestling almost died because of him. It could have been a triple homicide suicide at that point.
WWE almost died, you mean?
If WWE dies, the mainstream idea of wrestling is dead at that time.
Then it would go back to Carnival.
Right.
To be in the Carnival show, it started off.
Wrestling would have been almost taboo at that point. Because you got to remember what the talking point was with pro wrestling after his death. It was steroids, and then Benoit study started coming up, and CTE was starting to really be understood. And I think around this time is when they started to slowly take away chair shots to the head, unprotected chair shots to the face. So you have all those things, and then we almost witnessed the death of wrestling as we know it today. I don't think we're anywhere near that bad, even with the stories that are coming out about Vince. Now, about those stories, do you think that we're seeing the last of Vince?
Yes. Look. I know he's him, but it's like I said. It was the fact that he took I knew it was probably going to go bad when he took that victory lap after it first got announced. When he showed up on SmackDown and was like, "Hey, we're all in this together." I said, "We who?" He basically came out there, said the slogan that's on the thing, and said, "We need to be in this together." And then what made it worse was the people cheering. Like, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't even like that shit. I didn't like the fact that you had a guy who's just been accused of something that, is wrong, and it's not morally or whatever wrong. It's really wrong.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Here he is on national television. Here he is on national television saying, "Hey, I know some stuff just came on about me, but yeah, it's not going to stick because I'm rich. Because I'm untouchable. I didn't like that."
Who's there, Jamie? But
Jade was there, and then I forgot who else was there. I know he's talking about Jade was there.
Wasn't it it was somebody black. Was it Tez? Or Bianca?
May have been.
He should be commenting in a second and tell me who it is. But my thing with it is, I don't know right now if this is going to be it. Okay, it was Nikki Bella, Montez, and Bianca. So I had two of them. But I figure if Bianca's there, then Tez is more than likely to be there. But
that is it. I
think the situation that really would cause him to be done is if they used company money.
Well, I know he's a billionaire, but that is the magic question, because that's It's
I mean,
$12 million.
At the time of these incidents, he was not a billionaire.
Okay, so yeah, then that's not looking good then. Because $12 million, that's a lot of money, especially if you're not a billionaire. You know,
And I did see one of the stories where evidently he coerced in one of them. So
what also makes this worse, what I thought about now is the story about Ashley Massaro, rest in peace. The story she said before she passed, that she shared before she passed.
and it feels like it could be true.
That's what I'm saying. Because I never doubted it. And okay, I kind of have a slight bias. No, fuck that. Fuck bias. No, fuck that. No, I believed her from jump because I'm thinking about the era. I'm thinking about the era in which she was active in WWE and how much they didn't give two fucks about women's wrestling at that time. So to me, that was like totally it was totally. I'm like, okay, there's no doubt in my mind that that's exactly what happened as she said it. Because there's one thing they didn't care about less than the cruiserweight division, it was that. It was definitely that.
And this, you got to remember, this is a time period where it was looks over everything else.
And if anything,
I do personally important in wrestling, but the way they were pushing for it, no.
For me personally, like I thought Ashley was one of the few wrestlers I actually enjoyed watching. Mostly because of her style. Like her style was more like she had the backwards hat and the she kind of reminds me like now, like remember Liv Morgan in NXT?
Cora Jade now too.
Remember the
Liv Morgan
in NXT?
Liv Morgan's come a long way, dog.
Huh?
Liv Morgan's come a long way.
Yeah, I'm saying that. But I'm saying the way Liv Morgan was dressed in NXT, that's how yeah.
See, I haven't seen none of the interviews, and I saw her name being mentioned, but now that I'm seeing that she's done some interviews about the situation that seem to be aligned with the stories going on now.
It's just like I said, but the biggest issue I had with it was victory lap. Him taking that victory lap. Victory laps.
But I said it on Twitter. I was like, wait till y'all hear about what other billionaires are doing.
Well,
because somebody asked me, are you dismissing what he? I was like, no, this is not a dismissal of what Vince did. It's wrong. But this is a culture that people of that stature believe they can just do and get away with it.
Yeah, but the thing about and the weird thing about wrestling and some of the stands in wrestling, Vince has stands. Vince has people who will vehemently defend him no matter what he does or what decision he makes, whether directly or
weird behavior.
And so, because of that, which is why I seen most tweets like this recently of people, the gif of like the Bowens, like those two guys. I forgot what it was. I think it was from Wayne's World with Mike Myers. You see the gif of the guys bowing or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like I feel like there's people out there like that who heard this story, but who are listening to the story about Vince released by the Wall Street Journal, and they're like, like groveling at Vince's feet, saying, "You can do no wrong. We don't care." We're talking about wrestling fans, by the way. We're not talking about like regular people. We're talking about people who enjoy the same thing you and I watch.
I've said this on multiple occasions. The wrestling community, you could also look at and then assess it to just life in general. The same issues that we're talking about in the wrestling community, you can find out in real life situations. If some of these things start coming up by other billionaires, Do you really think that you're not going to have people doing the same things to these billionaires?
What do you mean? Like what?
Robbing
Doing
at
all
the
this?
feet of these people. Like, I know it's not as crazy as the
Well, I
Vince
don't.
story, but now Elon Musk evidently has illegitimate twins out there.
Well, I don't know about you, but I ain't groveling at the feet of no billionaire.
I ain't groveling the feet of nobody.
Nobody. No billionaire, nobody.
No
I don't do
billionaire,
that.
no millionaire, no thousandaire, no
Nobody.
hundredaire, no singleaire.
No.
I don't
like
care if
millionaire
I don't care if you are constantly getting overdrafts in your bank account. I'm not groveling at your feet.
No. Like I said, I like Kota Ibushi, but he is not my king. I only got one king. Yes, thank you. Thank you. See, Wayne's World. It was from Wayne's World.
The tribalism in the situation kills me that fans would defend him, telling fans to off themselves. I'm on TikTok if they're against Vince.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's weird.
And that's my issue. And I do speak a lot about tribalism, and a lot of times you see me talk about it is an AEW tribalism thing, but tribalism is an issue, period.
It is.
I don't care if you're a pro AEW tribalism or pro WWE tribalism. Oh, these E-drones, oh, these asexuals and all this. I'm like, go outside.
Do what Sidgwick says. Michael Sidgwick says. Shout out to Michael Sidgwick. Touch some grass.
Go play in the grass. Touch grass. Go do something. Go talk
Get
to
some
a girl.
fresh air. Step outside.
Go talk to a girl or something.
Speaking of people that need to,
I don't know. Do whatever you like. Go find what you like. Take that person out on a date. Do something with yourself and just get off the internet sometimes.
Transition. Which, speaking of people who need to go outside, if you're joking about Eddie Kingston's body type, you definitely need to go outside. You probably built like Eddie Kingston yourself.
I'm built like Eddie Kingston right now, so I ain't got nothing to say. But I would like to say this, and I said it to you before we started. I said I kind of see now why WWE wouldn't have had him on, based on how they look for guys. And I even said that Eddie's not the most athletic guy, and if I had to compare him to something, what I see in Eddie Kingston. He reminds me of a drunk. He reminds me of that uncle that's back there, and don't look at him wrong because he will start talking trash to you. And if you step to him, he's gonna start like he'd be the one to start a fight. And he's probably drinking like beer. But that's the thing that I kind of like about Eddie Kingston, because he's not like, I do believe that having that, like, your top guys, like the guy that's going to represent your company, I do believe that he should be like, he should stand out. Yeah. Roman Reigns stood out because he wasn't just built like your regular average guy. And you've seen it with WWE, for the most part, their top guy has always been a guy that just stands out to you. I know people don't like him, but Hulk Hogan stood out. The Rock stood out. Triple H stood out. Goldberg stood out. Brock Lesnar stood out. John Cena stood out. Randy Orton stood out. Roman Reigns stands out. If they go with it, Drew McIntyre stood out. Bobby Lashley stood out. Theory stands out now. Breaker, when his time comes, stands out because they all have this different look to them that sets them apart. But at the same time, your Stone Colds are necessary. Stone Cold wasn't built. I mean, he wasn't like beer gutted, but he wasn't like an Adonis. And I saw even Bully said it. Dusty didn't have a six pack,
but he could ball though.
He could ball.
Dusty could ball though.
You remember that? I feel like he still has that sound of you saying that.
Yeah, Dusty didn't have a six pack, but he could ball. I respect.
I feel like AC Romero. Shout out to AC Romero, bro. AC Romero has really been putting in the work, and I think we need to definitely show that man some love because he has been putting in the work to get himself together. So I'm with it. Shout out to him. He also wants to know that you enjoy Eddie versus Takeshita.
Did I enjoy that? Well, I'm gonna answer your question with another question. Is the Pope a Catholic?
I was about to say the word wet, but I think that's a little bit too controversial.
No, because I did see a video where these two guys got a heated argument about his water. I forgot where I saw it. It was a good video, though. Good video. No, but I did enjoy it. It's on my list, which I really need to think about, like really, because the end of the year is coming up quicker than I thought, and yeah, it's gonna need to make my list.
But yeah, I feel like Eddie is a necessary piece.
He's going to be world champion by the end of the year.
I do think AEW needs that guy that just stands out over everybody, which I feel like should be our guy, but that's not happening right now.
Who, Wardlow?
A Go-Go.
Yeah, no, man.
No,
look,
we are like the number one fans of a Go-Go out here. I don't care what nobody says.
Look,
we are starting to push a Go-Go agenda on the Unbounded podcast. Push
absolutely, because this dude has everything. He can cut. You saw what he could do.
I saw it, and I'm still mad at Cody for what happened after the fact.
He could cut promos. He could dress nice. That man was fit. You know what I mean? He could go. That man hit a frog splash off the top rope. It was pretty clean. You know what I mean?
Right. So I feel like a Go-Go is up there. If you want to push more agendas, push Hobbs.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Hobbs is another guy that just stands out. When I first saw Hobbs, I was like, "Yo, who is this dude?" Then find out that he was trained by Rick, Big Rick. Big
V. Yeah.
Shout out to
but
Big
yeah,
V.
for real, like push a Go-Go because he's right there.
Right,
he's there, and it's not. It can't be that hard. I refuse to believe that it's that hard.
It's not.
To be like, hey, for Tony Khan. By the way, Tony Khan, I want to talk to you directly as well. I hope you saw my tweet. I believe it's got to be easy to say, hey, we're going to put you in the Blackpool Combat Club. It writes itself.
Honestly, I think he fits Blackpool Combat Club more than Eula Weeder.
No, I think you need some young blood in there.
How old is it Go-Go?
Like in his 30s.
Oh, geez. I thought
like late 20s, early 30s.
Oh, okay.
But also, coming up, I know you saw the picture. They have a barbed wire massacre. No, not barbed wire massacre.
Barbed wire death match.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on national television.
Yes. And you want to make this good? Here's what you do. Tony Khan, AEW, you're listening to me? Tony Khan, are you listening to me? Make it commercial free. I know you're probably not, but still.
I'm probably not watching either way, but still.
That's because you're a wimp. So
I'll probably watch it and see if the explosions. And I'm not talking about the final explosion.
Not exploding. It's just a barbed wire match.
I thought it said exploding barbed wire.
No, it's just barbed wire.
Oh, perfect.
It's just barbed wire. I mean, it's still going to be bloody, but it's not exploding.
I don't think.
Besides, I think where they're at, they probably can't do exploding, but they will do barbed wire. It's definitely going to be in the main event, but they're it's going to be they're going to be fine.
Well, I may watch it. We'll see. That's next Wednesday, right?
Yes, 2 weeks. It's in 2 weeks. Oh, he's 33.
That's not too bad in wrestling years.
He has won a bronze medal in the middleweight division as an amateur in the 2012 Olympics. That means in 2012,
He was the third best middleweight boxer in the world.
That I was gonna say also in 2000. That meant in 2012, only 2 other people could beat his ass.
And
2
I'm
other
not
people in
one
the
of
world could beat his
them.
ass.
I'm definitely not one of them.
I surely am not one of them.
I'm gonna just stick to my music.
Right.
Yeah,
Nice try.
I said music.
Nice try.
You're not going to stop me from adding all the U's and music as I want.
Anyway, what else you got?
Let's talk Black culture.
All right.
So, I think some things need to change in our culture.
Okay.
Big time. I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff that's come out of the state of New York over the last few days.
I have not.
So there were 2 situations where people were arrested. The first situation came, I believe, was the guy that was killed because he decided to go into this bodega and try to attack the people in there. And the guy that was working at the bodega defended himself and sliced the dude up.
Was it machete?
I believe so. Whatever the knife he has in the bodega. But he was defending himself against a guy that has a history of going to jail. I think he had just got out of jail. And I believe this was over food stamps. It was over something stupid. And then I see on Liv's TikTok page where these 3 Black women, and if I didn't have the issue of this lagging that I'm going to try to fix later on, I'd show the video where they evidently are mad about some sauce costing $1.75.
Some what?
It was sauce that they were trying to get that was going to be $1.75 extra.
Carry on.
And so they get mad about it and basically assault the workers. They jump across the thing, throwing things at the workers to where I think 2 of the workers that got sent to the hospital. I think some concussion issues. And while they are doing that, they are damaging the store, and one girl gets up on the counter, and guess what she's doing?
Twerking.
You guessed it. And then it's so much, and they think this is cute. And I'm sorry, but a lot of this 304 culture is ridiculous. And it's getting pushed on to the kids saying, oh, this is great. This is great. This is how I'm supposed to be. No. And then I showed you the video. I think I sent it to you. But the guy that, and he just got arrested this week again.
Oh, yeah, that fucking idiot.
Where this menace to society was basically killing people, going to jail, and paying bail to get out.
I want to know where he was getting all that money.
Occasions.
Where the hell was he getting all that money from?
People were paying him. I think the last time he got bailed out, his uncle bailed him out, from what I saw in the video. And I'm like, if this is Black culture, I don't want any parts of this. I want no parts of it. If that's what it means to be Black, I'm not Black anymore. And I feel like I can say that because race is a social construct, and I could just not identify with being Black, right? What is a black man? But a lot of this stuff, and you see it in the music, and I'm sorry I said it again, but you see it in all these forms of media, and it gets pushed to us as if this is how it's supposed to be. I'm like, no, it's better things in life to do than to be a menace to people. There's no need to be a savage or whatever the heck that means nowadays. You don't have to twerk doing handstands to get votes. Oh, you didn't see that one?
No, I heard about it though, and all I thought was why.
I saw it. I was like, first of all, this is mid. Second of all, why?
Humanity is mid. Let's be real. Humanity is mid. Okay, we are all mid. Every single one of us, we're mid. Like those of us who think that, those of you who think you're better than somebody else because of what you got or what you look like, you're mid. Okay,
a wise man once
mid
said
as the rest of us.
A wise man once said in the song, "Everyone thinks they're so special." Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not. Word to Ezekiel's brother.
I was gonna say, you think you're special. You do. I can see you in I can see it in your eyes. I can see the way you laugh at me, look down on me, walk around on me. Yeah.
I know the song, but I can't think of it right now.
This song from the greatest promo ever. It is probably the greatest promo ever. Match was you know what? Hot take. I think while the promo itself was phenomenal, the match between Stone Cold and The Rock at WrestleMania 17 was mid. I didn't
get him.
Now maybe it was just me because I really didn't like the finish. I think Austin should have become champion. Like the result was correct, okay. But
was that the one where Stone Cold turn heel?
Yes, with Vince's help.
Yeah. I knew exactly what.
Yeah, Austin becoming champion, absolutely, totally fine. Austin becoming champion with the help of Vince McMahon and then turning heel because Austin will do anything to become world champion, like he wasn't going to do that anyway. That didn't I think you could have had everything you had, like the 2-man power trip, all that, without maybe Vince comes in after.
Yeah.
You know? But at Mania itself, I don't think Vince should have been in there. I don't think Vince should have inserted himself in that match to help Austin win the match.
I see what you mean.
Feel free to jump in my mentions and try to cancel me for that take, even though there's logic behind it. Because you can't tell me that doesn't make sense.
No, I actually kind of agree with you.
See?
I think I got one more. On top of that, black people, we don't own memes. I'm sorry. I just had to say it. We don't own things that are on social media. Just because we started doing a meme doesn't mean we own it. Why do I say this? Because Brad Shepard got attacked over the weekend. Because he used the Usher meme. When Usher performed for Tiny Desk and started singing Confessions, it was like, watch this. It was, you know what's so funny about it? Because his caption said, "The woke mob told me don't say that," and he pulled it up there. Why they come attack him, tell him he can't do that, and he did it? Y'all just proved this point. They literally proved everything Brad said right, and that was the funniest part to me. It was like, y'all are kind of proving his point here. And all you saw is, oh, white people ruin everything. Well, dang, because I was told I ruined everything too. I must be white. This is why we can't have nothing. Again, you can't own a meme. If having something means owning a meme, I don't want it. I want land, not a meme.
I mean, I want a house I can own. I want a house.
That sounds better than owning a meme.
Like for like I don't even want a big house. I just want like a one-story, like nice one-story house in like a decent neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with a driveway. I don't even want a backyard. Well,
no,
kind of do, but like with a fence so I can keep people out, like a high fence, kind of like a fortress fence, so you can't look. A fence high enough to where you can't look over it. You know what I mean? Because I don't want people in my business.
Yeah.
You know. Then I have to maintain the yard, though.
What was going on in Norfolk today?
I think there was a taco fest or something.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Because I just checked on Facebook and I see my cousin was out there. It was like, no matter rain or shine, we gonna eat. Oh wait, think we eating?
Yeah. I think it was taco fest. Speaking of tacos, I ordered some Chipotle. Should be getting here any minute now.
You got a DoorDash?
Yeah. Surprised you didn't get the alert.
Because I'm not out here. I'm not outside, bruh.
The day I catch you on DoorDash, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I've actually delivered to my cousin one time. It was hilarious. Waiting for the moment I'm delivering home. I'm like, y'all better tip me good too. Shoot. It's rough out here being a dasher. Because now, the funny thing is now, because, you know, we don't get paid a lot for a lot of orders. And so I got this thing now where every day I get priority to like higher paying dashes. You know what that price starts at?
What's that?
$2.50.
Gotta get it how you fit it, bro.
I saw the $2.50 high pay priority. I was like, high pay these. $2.50 to go 5 miles. Gas costs $4.25 a gallon right now. What you mean? Well, that's the Sam's Club. $4.34 today.
Yeah. I miss Rhea Ripley.
Definitely prayers up to Rhea Ripley, man. Also prayers up to Steve McMichael.
Yes. Yeah. He's dealing with. Oh, and prayers up to Don West, lymphoma.
Yeah, prayers up to Don West. I did hear you bring that up on Duke's podcast.
And then McMichael has ALS, which is
who?
Steve McMichael. Steve McMichael has ALS, and that's.
Yeah, man, I saw that picture and it kind of beat me down for a second.
Yeah.
God, Leo was fat.
Yeah.
Anything else for you, dog?
Stop defending these billionaires for real. Like, I don't care.
They're not going to.
Like, I mean, put it this way, stop defending billionaires and politicians. If there are two people in this world that should not be defended no matter what, is billionaires and politicians. The only reason now I would make an exception for certain politicians, but at the end of the day, they're still politicians. And
I make no exceptions.
I know I said I was, but I'm not, because at the end of the day, they're still politicians.
Right.
The reason why I say like stop defending them and standing them is because they're prone to human mistakes.
No, the only thing different between
And
you is they got money.
yes, and also want to also say this: stop defending stop defending billionaires and politicians in particular. Mostly billionaires is because they really don't care. And I don't mean that as a question. I mean like legitly. Like that's why one of my biggest issues with 45 was beyond the fact that he's a billionaire and he was president at the time. I was like, y'all do realize that on a common day, he could care less about whatever job you work for, or the fact that you're however much merch you have of his, he could care less, because to him you're just dollar signs.
In all honesty, I wouldn't put. I mean, and I see the question. AOC asked the question, and it kind of backfired in her face. Like, would you trust a billionaire or a politician? I'm like, in my honest opinion, they're all one and the same.
Yeah, they are. There are people who make all these promises. People with money. There are people with money who make promises they never keep.
Billionaire politician is too orange and naranja.
Yeah. Yep.
But one more thing, this Brittney Griner situation is kind of getting weird. So she pled guilty.
Right.
Now, whether people are saying that she didn't, I think she did have the stuff. But my issue here is here. Why did she leave when everybody else left? Because now people are bringing up all these takes of if it were LeBron, but LeBron would have been there.
No, I don't think
everybody has their talking point. Like a lot of people saying that if Trump were in, she'd be out. Which I mean, based on
that's debatable. That's really debatable.
Track record, you could have a point,
but it's still debatable.
It is.
That's not even a guarantee. That's not a guarantee.
It is a situational issue because he did get ASAP.
He would get, because think about what ASAP Rocky, and even though he didn't do it, and ASAP Rocky got out of Sweden, he thought he was going to gain some whatever support from ASAP Rocky that he thought he was going to get, and he never got.
Which I mean,
which here's the thing.
I could care less.
Here's the thing about Brittney Griner that I think if Trump was in, his supporters would probably kind of frown on necessarily, because think about who Brittney Griner is.
And I guess some of the stuff that she's done and said about the country.
That, and also her, think about who she is.
I wouldn't.
She is no.
Because
you
it
depends.
It depends on the subgroup of his followers, because there are some of his followers that are in that community.
Yes, which is really weird, which is strange, but like it's whatever. But the thing is,
like I said, I don't think any politician really cares. So I don't like goes back to our statement that I don't.
Well, you say politicians don't care, but some politicians have recommended conversion camps. So
some say it out loud, some think it.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about all of them. Sometimes the ones saying it out loud, and then you got other ones that they may say something in front of your face, and then they're saying something different. That's why some of these Supreme Court rulings that have been in place for years have not been codified yet, because they'll say it to your face, "Oh, we're gonna do this," and then like, these niggas don't think they think we're gonna do something. Your thoughts.
Also, why do you think church and state is a thing?
To protect the church. It's actually to protect the church from the state.
Okay, so the state won't interfere with what the church is doing, right?
Yeah.
Hence why churches don't really pay taxes, right? Or am I thinking of something else?
So I think,
but it's the point is to protect the church from the state, right?
From state prosecution. Yeah.
So why am I seeing evangelicals want to get rid of church, calling it a myth? Because I'm pretty sure if it was such a myth, huh?
Call it what a myth?
Separation of church and state.
Well, it's not in the Constitution.
Okay, well, okay, so that brings up another point.
Which, again, everything is so weird about this whole situation.
Yeah, that brings up another point of other things. There are a couple of other things that also aren't in the Constitution, but are still federally, but are federally protected.
But
so,
at the end of the day,
one of them we just overturned.
If it's not the Constitution, it's not law. You kind of leave a open gray area, and that's where a lot of like.
But
nobody talks about this, but there's other laws that aren't constitutionally written that need to be codified. Nobody's done it to do it. Lovey versus Virginia. Now, I don't believe that is going to be overturned due to the fact that you have are going to have two black people in the Supreme Court that are married to white people.
Yes.
So I don't think,
which is glaring, by the way, which is even funnier because one's on the right, one's on the left.
But the thing is, you've seen really it crazy. That. Let's be real. A lot of your big politicians that are black are married to white people. AOC.
True.
What is her name? Candace Owens.
That's really funny.
That's funny. What's his name? What's the dude name on CNN with a white man?
Lemon.
Yeah, Don Lemon with a white man.
That's funny.
So I mean, I don't think that is going to be a situation, but other things that I definitely don't think need to be bothered with, but they keep promising, and that's the issue with the left. They promise all these things, and then
right.
You know what I figured out? You know what I figured it is? And this is something that both parties do. They need something to run on.
Yeah, no, you always need something to run on.
If you fix the problem,
you can run on whatever you want, but at the end of the day, I'm going to need you to deliver, and there's never a delivery.
But what's the best way to play your emotions? Well, I just gave you the answer to the question. What's the best way to get somebody to support you?
Emotional.
Talk on their emotions.
Tell them that hey, they're gonna take your rights. They're gonna take your guns.
And I'm going to help you keep them.
We're gonna teach your kids to hate themselves because of history.
And so each side, and it's hilarious because you see one side pointing the finger at, and we do this all the time. We saw about how, again, one side do it, the other side does it too. And so they say they're fear-mongering. So like the left had been pointing the finger at the right for fear-mongering, and then they had this black guy on MSNBC basically saying, they asked, what can we do to get the black community to vote? Scare them. That was the answer, scare them.
But then again, I remember, like, us as a culture have been through a lot of shit already, so I don't think we scared of shit.
But we are.
But like, you know what I mean? Like,
but we are though.
I know we are, but still.
It's funny how, because you don't see a lot of these situations. The mainstream doesn't pick them up, I should say. A lot of these situations, like the Jalen Walker situation. Now, what's coming up? What's coming up in the fall?
Football.
Midterms.
What?
Midterms.
Oh.
So when it's time for midterms and big presidential election, you'll start seeing all these stuff happening. You see multiple mass situations happening. You know what I mean by situations. Starts. The other word I was trying to say starts with S. They're highlighting every single one. You seen it was two major ones on the 4th of July, and they're highlighting it. And then the things that make you really emotional about the situation, they push loud. And then the stuff that really you need to think about, they push softly. And that's what
that's also coming up in the fall.
What?
You said, listen, what's coming up in the fall? I said football and the World Cup. So technically both versions of football.
But you get my drift.
I do, yes.
So that's why I keep telling you all the time, when these things happen, I get quiet. I get real quiet because I don't want any emotional thing coming out of my mouth, because I'm probably going to say something that I may not typically say. So I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on. I'm going to pray. And then as things start to settle down and you start seeing more information, I'm like, okay, now I can make a logical explanation. So this Jalen Walker situation, I saw it and I saw all the emotionals. And everybody saying, oh, the guy was unarmed. And then I take the second, I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait. And so it comes out that he shot. Did he shoot at police? No, but the gun fired. So at that point, I don't think you can say that the officer knew that he wasn't shooting towards him. The fact that a gun fired was bad enough. And then he ran, and then they say he turned around. And what happened. Did too many go off? Basically, yeah.
Yes, basically, not just basically. Yes. Yeah, 60 shots is like, ain't no there's no reason why 60 shot bullets should go into a human being.
And I said it yesterday on somebody's live. I was like, I hate that we got to sit here and talk about another situation where there is more than one wrong party, and you can't call both out, because as soon as you call one side out before you get to the other one, somebody's ridiculing you for not bringing up the other one. Like, give me a second, I'm gonna get to it. Jalen Walker wasn't some innocent person in this situation. He, the night before, was getting pulled over and sped off until he got out of the city limits and the officer left. And if I'm not mistaken, the officer that was going to pull him over that night wasn't going to do it until he realized, oh, this is that guy. So they already knew that was the car that was escaped the night before. So this isn't a incidental, oh, I'm going to pull you over and things just escalate. No. And that was my issue with one side saying that, kind of dismissing that. All sides need to be addressed. And when you're thinking emotionally, can you really sit down and understand that when you're too emotional in your thought process?
No.
Because I sat with my sister. I was like, and we get mad at each other all the time. When we're real angry, and I get angry with my siblings, I don't think about what I'm saying. Keep it all with you. I don't think what I'm saying. But when I get the time to actually sit down and think, then I can actually reason different things. So yeah, this is another situation, and I hate the fact that it has to be like this, where there was so many preventable situations, so many things that could have been prevented to lead to this point. If you're getting pulled over, just pull over. Just if the cop is pulling you over, just pull over. Should it lead to your death? No, but there's a lot of things that happen that should lead to somebody dying, but unfortunately, somebody ends up dying. Why put yourself in that position? Why put yourself in a position like that?
Hang on, I'll be right back.
That's my whole issue. Why would you put yourself in a situation where you are there? You're risking your life. A lot of situations. A lot of people believe that just encountering an officer is already you playing Russian roulette with your life. Cool. If that's how you feel, let's put it this way. Why add more bullets into there? So there's one bullet in there. You got one in there. Cool. Now you're gonna throw another one in there by saying, all right, I'm not gonna pull over, I'm gonna lead this man on the chase. Another one in there, I'm gonna take this and shoot out the window. Another one, I'm gonna get out the car with a ski mask on my face and run away. Another one in there. We have to do better to prevent. There are ways we can prevent these things from happening, and we have to get back to talking to our kids. And even past that, I was talking to the guy. Shout out to Billy Romano, I think his name is. And we got to teach our kids to. We got to understand the children better at that. Because there are so many children out here that are mentally hurting, and adults can be dismissive of the issues that these children are going through. Some of these kids are losing friends at young ages. Like I said yesterday, I didn't lose. The first person in my age group that I knew passed away happened halfway through my senior year in high school. And that was from leukemia. So I personally didn't know somebody dying by gun violence until maybe sometime in my college time. Matter of fact, after my freshman year in college, the guy that I was supposed to march with ended up dying by gun violence. That was the first time I knew somebody that died from gun violence. At this point, I'm an adult. These kids are seeing this stuff happen at the age of 11, 12, and 13. That mess does not sit right with an adult. So how do you think it's going to sit with a child? And they see this stuff, and it messes their heads up, and it's something that if you don't address it immediately, it causes them to get to these situations where we got some of these kids who are messed up in their head and think that this is the lifestyle they have to live in order to make it out or whatever. And then they fall into the same system that other people have fallen into.
And that's how we get like stuff with the YSL situation.
Exactly. So shout out to the guy that was up here last week about mental health, and mental health is so important, even more important with our children, especially our young black children, young black boys especially. I don't know, man.
Therapy works. Or it at least helps. Just saying.
Yeah. I'm just, and it hurts me because I work with children. I work with that age group of you're starting to smell yourself. You start to feel yourself a little bit. And I see what's going on out in the streets, and maybe I shouldn't, but I get concerned. And some of them have talked to me, and I've talked to them about how I try to put the word out there, but it's going to take more of us coming out and speaking to children and trying to understand where they are, because some of these kids are hurting. And it's not going to be an immediate situation.
It's like some of them are hurting, or some of them just want to be heard.
Yeah.
Because not every kid's in pain. Some of them just have something, they just got to get it out to somebody. And whatever they got to get out, might even be negative. They just want you to hear them out. You know?
Right.
That's the thing, I think, because I know a lot of people our age had, because when we were growing up, I know, and it still happens a little bit to me today, or with our parents. Our parents couldn't vocalize themselves to our grandparents. Know what I mean?
Yeah. They grew up with their children to be seen and not heard.
Exactly. But now, because kids nowadays, kids our age and younger, are making waves, they're not putting up with the same stuff that previous generations would just turn the other cheek at. You know? We saw that in 2020.
And I think the thing is, even in that, they still need guidance.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not denying the fact that
they have the idea, they're just not pushing it to the right extent.
Yeah.
And at that point, you say, "All right, I see the want to do. Here's how you do it."
Yeah.
And that's where I think it comes into what's the next step. Here's what you do it, or how about wait here and then establish this first. Establish this, where we come in, and this will set your foundation.
I think that's where we come in. You know, because our generation, that's where our generation comes in.
I see a lot of the conversations, and that's like, there are things as a child you can do to where you're not stressing over that, and then that foundation will be built. That when it's time to actually deal with those issues, you know how to attack them.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff that they're stressing over now,
you shouldn't be stressing over.
You shouldn't be stressing over it.
There's no way you should be. You shouldn't be stressing over a relationship at 13.
No.
You shouldn't.
You should be.
You should not be stressing over heartbreak at 13. You shouldn't definitely not be stressing over like DV.
It's so much more to experience in your childhood that you don't want to diminish your childhood too quickly.
No, you do not. That's the thing I was noticing. Like, a lot of these kids want to grow up too fast. Like, I think that's what happened. I think that's honestly what happened to us. I think that's what happened to us, because we didn't grow up too fast. We grew up like steadily, but now we realize time is moving faster. You know, we're realizing time is moving faster, so we're trying to hold on to nostalgia. Now, I know, granted, everybody tries to hold on to nostalgia, but us more like Gen Y more so than anybody, millennials more so than anybody, because it feels like those nostalgic times were just yesterday. Because I remember like when Cartoon Network was actually good.
And a lot of times, some of the stuff that's being pushed to them in what they're saying is kind of pushing them to adult issues before it's time.
Well, mind you, some of them have to be, especially if you're in towns. Like, some of these kids are in towns where, you know, especially a lot of these Gen Z kids, they're in towns that they may have their beliefs that they're growing up, they're taking in beliefs that may be opposite of what the locality is. And their voices are being silenced due to, majority. And he says, well, you're just kids. You don't have a say. Where the adults let the adults make the decisions type shit. And so
I think that's what I say, look, because I've always let myself open be to questions. Now I will. There are times where a question be asked and was like, maybe a little bit too much premature for that question right now, but eventually you're going to experience things in life that'll answer that question for you.
Right.
And that's my thing. I think a lot of times and you probably have some of those questions that you've had in your head, and you probably asked them, but eventually later on in life you figured it out. And by the time it was time to understand it, then okay. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are what builds character. My character is built off of the mistakes I made in my life. But anything else from you?
No, I'm good. My Chipotle came in, so I'm gonna get a Mountain Dew and finish this show.
I'm gonna get me some water and get myself ready for work in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It is Sunday.
Yeah, it is Sunday, and I got this is week 2 out of 4. Is it 4 weeks? Let me see.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Still
need to find a hotel for in DC. Still haven't found one.
No, take the Amtrak too up there too if you need to. Take the Amtrak.
Is it cheaper? I always have wanted to take the train up there. Yeah. Take a train in general.
Yeah, the prices are really good. Yeah, Sharice looking. Hold on. I'm not going to simp on live.
Anyway,
I just saw. A picture.
That's all I got, buddy.
Was that she is absolutely stunning. Yeah, but I'm gonna get on out of here, dogs.
All right, buddy.
As we always say, peace, love, and Pop Tarts. Always remember to drink your water. We'll see y'all next week.
Sliding it like a wet flow. Already fried from the get-go. Alligators look like